Menace II Sobriety.
The problem that I've got at the moment, and it was funny, I just got I'm in a group with all of my pals back home, all lads, there's about 20 of us in there, we all rip the absolute shit out of each other about whatever's going on, but it's all brotherhood stuff, whatever, and they're in there talking 20 seconds, it's the Christmas do at my mate Lee's barn, we're going to be there, everyone's getting smashed, you coming, and then they're all out of me, you coming, I say, I'm not going to be there, boys, and they're like, why? And I'm like, I just ain't ready, I still feel anxious, and that place that I go to, every time I go there before, we play poker, I'd drink whiskey and I'd sniff coke, 100%.
Yep, exactly.
And I'm like, part of me is like, one, I don't want to feel like, I don't want my attitude to be like I'm missing out. I want to feel free from it, right? But some of my mates in that group, and it's really weird, and tell me what you think of this. Some of my mates in that group are like, yeah, I get it, man. Think of your family, because I'm doing it because I want to be a good dad and I don't want to fuck things up with my marriage. But some of my mates are like, oh, fucking hell, come on. And I feel like sometimes, especially me, because I'm so vocal about it, sometimes when you realise that you've got a problem or an issue, it's like holding a mirror up to the people around you and they don't like to see it.
Absolutely.
Don't like to see it.
It's a very true thing because, it's like, even if you stop smoking, right, people around you are like, yeah, just have one on a Friday, just have a cigarette at the pub, right? Because they don't like being left behind. And it's the same with any addictive substance. And I think with cocaine, more so than ever, because they may not have a problem in their eyes, right? They may only do it on that Saturday once a month or once a fortnight. Some people don't have a dependency to that particular drug. For a small percentage of people, it doesn't escalate.
Yeah.
For the vast majority of people, it does escalate, and they can't comprehend that.
Yeah.
And I have a great analogy that I use for people. Like, alcohol was never my issue, right? Cocaine, I was like fucking Pablo,
Yeah.
But alcohol was never my thing. I could take it, leave it. I think if I had one pint of cider in a whole year, that's a big thing. I'm not like the Antichrist. Someone invites me round and says, "Oh, I made a trifle." I'm like, "Is there sherry in it?" I'm not like that. I'll have it.
Yeah.
But alcohol is not my poison.
Yeah.
Right. So I always use an analogy, and I always say to people, "Listen, I'm an alcoholic. I drink a litre of vodka a day. Right. Let's say I haven't drunk for like 2 months, 3 months, 51 days, whatever that period of time is. Would you offer me a glass of vodka?" And they're like, no fucking way would I do that. They get that, right?
Yeah.
And I say, but my poison's not alcohol. My poison is the gear, being on the packet, right? So why would you say to me, come on, just do a bit?
Yeah.
If you can understand that I'm like an alcoholic who drinks a litre of vodka a day and I'm no longer drinking, you wouldn't fucking offer that to me.
You're right. And I think for me, I'm still really confused about what was going on with me or what my problem was, because I was my issue was I could drink sometimes, like I'd go out and drink sometimes, but I'd always get drunk.
Yeah.
But every now and then when I drunk, the thought would come into my head, I'm getting a bag.
Yeah.
And I just could not get rid of it.
Yeah.
And even to the point where my mates are like, fucking hell, all right, calm down. I'd be like, come on, let's get one. And I come, and then, it wasn't like I was a liability on it, but waking up the next day on the come down, dealing with my missus and the kids, I was just an arsehole. I was a wanker. And I realised slowly, no matter, I'd done 6 months off the drink, and I thought, off the drink and the gear, and I thought, I'll come back and I'll just have a drink. And within weeks, I was back on the gear. So now what I realise is my addiction probably is both. It's alcohol and drugs. But I know for one thing for sure, I will never sniff cocaine again if I don't drink.
Yeah. Well, we call that SDLMB. It's a state-dependent alert memory behaviour. So you're accessing a certain state when you drink alcohol that you tie to using the gear. You tie to doing a packet. So it's like, it's like take a smoker. This is a good example, right? When you first learn to smoke, you learn consciously. It's like you learn to inhale, exhale. You learn to have a cigarette after a meal, or when you're on the telephone, when you have a drink, right? And that becomes unconscious. It becomes protected, like any habit, like learning to drive. You learn clutch, mirror, indicator, accelerator consciously.
Yeah.
And then after a while, it goes into your unconscious. It becomes protected. Right?
Yeah, you don't even realise what you're doing. You could be talking to someone and you're doing it. Yeah.
So you think about every habit had to be learned. That principle is for smoking, right?
Yeah.
You had to learn when to inhale, exhale, after a cigarette, after a meal, when you have a drink, stuck in traffic, all of those things unconsciously activated in that moment of time. It's the same with the packet. You do the packet and then you have emotional responses. I had a good day. I've had a shit day. I'm going to celebrate. I've just made some money, right? And it's like, bang. Once you have alcohol, that is sped up.
Right,
When you think about it logically, right? Without alcohol, you can make conscious, logical, rational decisions.
Yeah.
Drink too much alcohol. Listen, people drive a car, which they shouldn't.
Yeah.
They make stupid decisions and bad judgments when they've had too much alcohol. So that is linked to using the packet the moment they've drunk too much. They can't rationally, consciously think properly.
That's what I always thought to myself, like, there's a reason why I can't just have 1 or 2 drinks, right? And it's because by the time I've had 1 or 2 drinks, my inhibitions and
Absolutely.
So my mates would say to me, like, and do you know what the thing is? It's not like, it's a weird thing. Like, I loved getting fucking smashed. I don't understand why. Like, I loved getting out of my head fucking smashed. Like, finally I was free from my life. And it's not fun, but I just wanted to get smashed. And I realised that even when I said, do you know what? No, I'm not. All right, I'll come, but I'll only have 1 or 2. By the time I've had 1 or 2,
that's it. Game over.
How am I going to tell myself then?
Okay, game over.
Yeah, how am I going to tell myself then? And it was the same with the packet. I'd be like, you know, and that's why a lot of my friends said to me, you ain't got a problem. You know, you only do it once or twice a week. I'm like, yeah, but that means I want to come down all week.
Yeah, of course it is. And you're waiting to do it again.
Yeah.
You know,
you don't even realise you are, do you?
Of course you are. Of course you don't. It doesn't comprehend. I mean, for me, I know when I was used to doing the packet, you know, I was like, you know, when someone racks up a little spider leg, I'm like, what the fuck's that? Don't bother with that. I'm an all or nothing mentality.
Yeah,
I think you're a bit like that, right? You know, and I always say to people, I'm a great believer in going to the gym. You know, I've seen you doing a lot of boxing on your Instagram videos and stuff. Me, I train 6 days a week. I love to train. And I think I'd rather tune that addictive personality and that addictive trait into something that's beneficial, absolutely positive, rather than getting fucked out of my brain.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going through at the moment. And my missus, I'm up at 4 o'clock, maybe because of my ADHD, but my missus certainly notices, you know, don't do too much of that. That I've got an addictive personality. Absolutely. But I'm like, look, this is me. I'm going to be addicted to something. So if it's going to be getting up early and boxing and writing my journal and 100%. All of that stuff and my work, then fine.
Menace II Sobriety, just a menace, just a menace, just a menace. Menace II Sobriety, just a menace, just a menace. Menace II Sobriety, just a menace, just a menace, just a menace. Menace II Sobriety.